We are Wilder on Wheels today. Can't wait for you to see our new series. Woo! Here we are, friends, Rodeo Drive. When you think of Beverly Hills, you think of Rodeo Drive. This is where all the luxury happens. All of our client gifts comes from this road. Hermes, Louis Vuitton. Where else, Leah?
Just to name a few.
Just to name a few. Now, here we go, and we wanted to ask a very important question. What famous movie took place on Rodeo Drive?
I mean, easy trivia. Pretty Woman. Hello, let her shop.
Woo!
Just leave it all up to me.
So, do you have a wife? Girlfriend? No hands, no hands.
Listen, Pretty Woman. Diamonds, our girl's best friend. Harry Winston, people. Harry Winston for the people. We got Dolce & Gabbana. We got Bottega, Valentino, Dior. Let's see. Oh, Moncler, Patek Philippe, Tory Burch, Cartier. We got Gucci. We got a little Saint Laurent. We got Big Mistake. Huge. Right there where Christian Louboutin now resides. Friends, hope you enjoyed Rodeo Drive. Now we're off to some more Wilder mansions. Everybody, Beverly Hills.
Okay, everybody. Who wants a little Beverly Hills history?
Me.
Okay. Beverly Hills, what was once a Spanish farm? Who knows what main agricultural delight was being grown here in Beverly Hills before all of these rich people moved in? Anybody?
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Ooh, close but not even close. The lima bean, everybody.
Oh, the lime.
Not even close. Good try. So Beverly Hills, as we now know, that was just a farm growing lima beans, was incorporated back in 1914 by the Pickfair family when they built their giant estate that actually wasn't done in construction until 1919, folks.
Whoa.
But they were so influential that everybody followed them from Hollywood to here and started building the mansions that we are about to see. I want to see your excited face because we are about to see the Hearst Mansion. I know. I can see I'm seeing some confused faces as well because there's a Hearst Castle. That's not here. That's further north up the coast. So a lot of people don't know that there's actually a Hearst estate here in Beverly Hills. Constructed back in 1927, the Hearst family didn't actually scoop it up until 1947, 20 years later. This estate has 4 separate giant houses, a guest house, a pool, all the things that one would want, including a disco room. Fun fact about the Hearst estate, JFK and Jackie Onassis stayed there in 1953 on their honeymoon.
Whoa.
Now, the Hearst estate has been on and off the market for over a decade. In fact, it actually broke the record back in 2007 for listing price at, who wants to guess? Who wants to guess?
I'm out. 57 million.
Oh, that's cute. $165 million. back in 2007. It is actually currently on the market listed at $119 million. No, that was close. It's the salmon colored on this side over here, folks. Take a look. Behind these giant hedges lies extreme wealth. Oh, look at that. We're getting a sneak peek, everybody. Okay, we are approaching Greystone Manor. It is called Greystone Manor because of the somber gray stone appearance. Fun fact about Greystone Manor. It was originally built in 1927. It took over 3 years at an estimated cost of $3 million. Now, to put that into some perspective, nowadays that would be the equivalent of roughly $40 million for those 3 years. Yeah. Now, who is ready for the tragic news? Or tragic history, I guess. This is not breaking news. This is history. But the owner of Greystone actually was murdered by his best friend in the house almost immediately after completion. Oh. So he didn't even get to enjoy it. Now, who can tell me why this looks so familiar? Yes, Shelton.
Maybe a few movies were filmed here, correct?
Ding, 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 ding. Not just a few. Many, many, many movies have been filmed here, and I believe they are still filming movies here. Who can tell me a couple of movies that were filmed at the Greystone Manor?
Spider-Man?
Yes, nice one.
Yes.
Any others?
Yes. My very, very favorite movie, Ghostbusters.
Nailed it.
Tell them the other.
Personal favorite, The Big Lebowski. Ah! You know that bowling alley scene? Right here, bowling alley in the Greystone Manor.
Love it. Oh, yeah. I know another.
Okay.
The Godfather.
Yes, The Godfather. I mean, there are just so many.
So many.
X-Men, The Social Network.
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot. But again, the property is huge. We're talking about a lake, a waterfall. We're talking about stables, tennis courts, their own firehouse.
Wow.
Which is pretty smart and impressive.
Yeah, impressive. And so it's basically like its own little city in there, correct?
It's its own little city that we all want to live in, folks. Having seen the Hearst mansion and now Greystone Manor, which one will you be moving into?
No question. We're going Greystone.
Woo! Woo! Might be haunted though, that owner.
I know who's murdered, but I have a person for that.
Sage. Sage all day. It's gonna take a lot of sage for this Greystone property. And not too far from Beverly Hills. It's Beverly Hills adjacent. We're in the other hills, the Holmby Hills.
Yes.
Part of, what do we call it? The
Platinum Triangle.
That's right, the Platinum Triangle, which consists of Beverly Hills, Holmby Hills, and Bel Air.
Yes, yes.
We are here because we are going to visit the most famous Spelling Manor.
Exactly.
Named after Aaron Spelling, of course.
Yes.
Hollywood's most famous producer who has produced such shows as
Charlie's Angels.
Dynasty,
Love Boat.
Charmed,
And the best of the best.
90210. As we all know, his daughter Tori was one of the leading actresses.
Yes, of course.
I mean, what a great show.
Yeah, best show.
So, little known fact, when Mr. Spelling bought this estate, it actually belonged to Bing Crosby.
Yes.
Guess what he did to Bing's house?
Tore it down.
Tore it down. And
Tear down.
built what was then the largest home in all of Los Angeles County.
And here it is, the Spelling Manor.
This manor includes a 100-car garage.
Wow.
And Shelton, you'll appreciate this, an entire floor of closet space.
Genius. It includes about 122 rooms at around 56,000 square feet.
That's big, folks. And Shelton, did I hear that this recently sold? For how much?
Recently sold for $119.5 million.
A steal!
Now we are here with the one and only Katie,
Hi, everyone.
and we are taking you to the very front of the most world famous.
Playboy Mansion.
Yes, we are. We are going to tell you a little bit about this amazing place that is, guess how many acres, guys?
7.5.
7.3. Very close.
You were going to do that.
Yeah. How many square feet?
22,000.
Wow. And do you think that there's 22 rooms or 29 rooms?
29.
All right. Yes, we were just there. And a few years ago, this home was listed for $200 million, ended up selling for half at $100 million to the neighbor who bought the neighboring residence in 2009. He ended up buying the Playboy Mansion for $100 million. His name is Darren Metropolis. And trivia, what does his family own?
Bunnies. Wrong?
Yes, now. Wrong.
That was you.
But then, what else helped him to buy the $100 million property?
Twinkies.
Yes, Twinkies! I feel like that's so fitting. So we are here in Bel Air and going to see a very special home. Whose home was this, Katie?
Alfred Hitchcock's.
Oh, Alfred Hitchcock. He bought it in what year?
1942.
Ooh, 42, and lived here for?
40 years until his death in the 80s.
Oh, in the 80s, lived here for 40 years. So Alfred Hitchcock, the godfather of horror films. And just to name a few, there are
Rear Window.
Psycho
North by Northwest.
and Birds. Interesting fact, he was remodeling his kitchen for how many years, guys? Do you think it was 10, 15, or 20 years?
20.
20 years. It was
20
right
years.
there, right there. We're just passing it over here, and that is where he was remodeling his home. Why do you think he loved his kitchen so much?
I think the man liked to eat. Allegedly, he ate a potato with every single meal his entire life.
A potato with every meal. Wow, interesting. Okay, and
You don't see that in LA anymore.
no, that's not popular in Los
Kale.
Angeles anymore. Only kale. So, Beverly Hills Hotel, one of my favorite places. Love to staycation there. They have the famous Polo Lounge where we'd love to take the team
3 hours.
all the time. Yes. Elizabeth Taylor did spend 6 of her 8 honeymoons there. At the Polo Lounge, you can enjoy a McCarthy salad. And in the past, you could have seen a throwdown between Frank Sinatra and the president of Hunt's Food. So we are here in my hometown of Brentwood, and we are in front of the only home purchased by the most famous blonde bombshell of all time, Marilyn Monroe. She lived in 43 different homes, but this was the only one that she purchased, and tragically 6 months later passed away. And oh my gosh, what are we doing? John, of course,
what's up?
Of course you're here out front of her home. The only wilder man on the team. We're so happy to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you so much for having me. What a great spot to start my version of the tour.
We love it. So we're driving through the beautiful streets of Brentwood, my hometown, my city that I love so much. It's obviously in Los Angeles, but we are in between Homewood and Tigertail, where there are so many fun neighbors that I have, and I just love it here. You can see the beautiful trees, the streets are gorgeous, and all of the homes are so different and unique, and that's what I love about it. So here we go, friends. We are in Brentwood, very, very close to my home, and there is an extremely famous architectural home built by Frank Lloyd Wright, which is one of the greats, and it is coming up here on my right, and it's called the Sturgis Home. It was built in 1939, and it was built out of concrete, redwood, steel, and brick. And oh, we just passed it here. It was only 1,200 square feet, but there's a huge 21-foot wraparound porch and deck, and that is what makes it just so beautiful and famous. And you know, 1939, still standing. We're in Brentwood, driving down the very famous San Vicente, and the trees that you see along in the middle are coral trees. Very beautiful, and they're in bloom now. So driving down San Vicente, we are leaving Brentwood and headed to Santa Monica, another one of our most favorite places to be, where we love to sell homes.
Alrighty, so here we are on La Mesa Drive in Santa Monica. This is one of the most exclusive streets north of Montana. It's 65 feet wide. The lots are on average 20,000 square feet. On this side, the homes are fronting the Riviera Country Club with great views, very deep lots, oftentimes half an acre, 200 feet of frontage.
What trees are these?
These are Moreton Bay fig trees. They were brought over by accident from Australia in the 1920s. They were thought to be ficus trees, and instead, you now have Moreton Bay fig trees which adorn both sides of the street and make it one of the most unique and expensive properties to have your home on in all of Santa Monica.
So here we are on Ocean Avenue. We are thrilled to be here. This is the Palisades Beach Park right here where we frequent, all of us. Chrissy lives close by. And John, will you want to tell us about our recent sale that we just had on Ocean?
Yes, so we actually just sold a home at 535 Ocean Avenue in the Ocean Air building, which is actually coming up just here on your right. The home was 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,781 square feet, and closed for a little under $3.8 million. There's the building right there.
And tell us who the famous architect that built it.
A. Quincy Jones was the famous architect who built that building. Chrissy, any thoughts?
I think it's absolutely stunning. To get some ocean views out here is the reason we moved to LA.
It's a beautiful sunny day here in Southern California, in Santa Monica. And the question is that will you ever get to see me surf? So what do you think, Chrissy?
We're gonna get her on a surfboard. She has 2 little boys.
Yeah.
We'll get them on a surfboard. We'll get her husband on a surfboard. I think the whole team, you know what? I think we're gonna make a goal. Summer 2021, 2022, one of these summers, we're all gonna go surfing together.
Yeah. Okay, surf lessons. Okay, Grant is gonna give us all surf lessons on longboards. Woo!
Going to Malibu.
Malibu! Friends, you all need to smash that like button and keep following along because Malibu is next.